Hey guys, Brian and Erin here from 5 to Go. We are back, and it is the end of the year.
It is.
We are recording this on the 31st. So by the time you watch this, how's next year going?
I know, right?
Right? It seems like so far away. But we are less than 11 hours from impending 2023. So we are spending the evening over at Disney. We're going to be watching the big, amazing fireworks.
Yes.
So hopefully you guys had a good New Year's, and I'm pretty sure ours is going to be good as well. But today we are talking about 2022.
Yes.
Right? Because we want to do just a quick little, not
a year in review.
Not a full year in review. I'm not going to go back through all the videos and do all of that. But what we wanted to talk about was a bunch of things that we really liked and then some struggles that we had.
Right.
So we've learned from some things. So hopefully you guys can learn and make your 2023 even better.
Yes.
Right? And number one is something that we wanted to do the first time we did a lap around the country.
Of course.
And we were able to do on this past lap around the country. Mm-hmm. And it's travel with another family.
Yes.
It made such a difference.
Like from beginning to end. Like the entire 9 months, 8 month trip that we did.
So real quick, we left Florida in March. Mm-hmm. We boogied over to Arizona. And then we bounced around, went up the West Coast, across the top a bit, back down through, popped up to Minneapolis to buy this, and then back down to Nashville and across to see family on it. So we kind of did a big wiggly loop around the country. And we were with the Lions for 80% of that.
Or 90, I don't know. Yeah, for a long time.
And we just met them last summer up in Michigan. Mm-hmm. We did a caravan for our Roadrunners last summer. And they came along, and we were just like instant besties.
Yes.
Like, they are so compatible with us, it is ridiculous.
Awesome.
So if you can find a family, or families,
yep,
or another couple, or however you want to travel, but if you can travel with someone else,
it makes so much difference.
Yeah, because our first lap around the country back in 2018, it was just
lonely.
us. Just us. Like, we'd run into people every once in a while, and like we'd make friends. We met a lot of people on that lap.
Yep.
But we weren't able to really like schedule and travel and do things with other people.
We were constantly missing people. Like they were ahead of us and we were behind them doing the same route.
We were going the other direction.
So we just planned this all together.
Yep. And it
was great.
Awesome. It was amazing. And if you can travel with the Lions, I recommend that. But they're ours.
We had a great time, and like I said, finding someone that your kids are compatible with too, so that they like hanging out and doing things together, and finding someone who does the same kind of traveling that you do.
Yes.
That's very, very key, because if you don't, then it's, it's going to be a little more difficult to plan outings and activities and that kind of thing.
Yeah, so for us on the Lions, there was a lot of focus on national parks.
Yes.
There was a lot of focus on like off-roading and 4x4 because we both have Jeeps. Like, we bought a Jeep specifically
to go on
this trip, and now I'm never going to let it go.
I know, it's forever with us.
We will always have a Jeep in the family. So it was a lot of national parks. The hikes we did were kid-friendly hikes, so they weren't super long, they weren't super strenuous.
Right.
Because we have little ones, they have a younger one, and we didn't want to do like 10-mile backcountry like.
Though I know some of your kids do.
Yeah, that's great.
Our kids haven't trained.
Our kids don't. No. So finding someone that you're very compatible with, whether it's another individual, a couple, a family, whatever,
do it.
I could not recommend it more. So that's a very positive note.
Right.
Very negative note. Did you guys notice the gas prices?
Especially in the summer of 2022.
Especially in the summer. And did you see how high they were over in California?
Oregon, Washington.
Like the time we were there.
Right.
We did 12,500 miles between our previous RV was a Bounder. Mm-hmm. This is our Discovery. And about 19 or 18,000 miles driven in the Jeep. At upwards of $7 a gallon. In California. And I think the worst part for us is we had all of this stuff planned, and we were all the way out west when it all started hitting the fan. Right? We were already out there. Like we got all the way out to Arizona, and things were going great, and then all of a sudden
they weren't.
They really weren't. So we decided, like, we actually talked about, do we stop here? Mm-hmm. Do we go back to Florida, which is kind of our home base, or do we continue on? And we had made all of these plans, and we decided that it would be worth it to continue on.
Yeah.
So hopefully that doesn't happen again. But
doesn't matter. We're not going that far this
and
year.
we're not, don't leave comments. We're not getting political. We're not getting world economic, whatever.
Just
gas
how it
prices
affects
sucked. They may continue to suck.
Who knows?
We're all in the same boat.
Yep.
So back to the good side of things.
Yes.
We were able to go to some very specific places
Yes.
that we missed on our first lap around the country.
One was like an entire state.
One was the entire state of Utah. we previous lap around the country, we got to Monument Valley, so we stayed at Goulding's Campground, which is in Utah.
It is.
Just barely.
Right.
That was all of Utah that we saw.
All of it.
That's it. So we knew high priority. Priority number one. Like, I think the rest of the trip could have been scrapped. But priority number one was Utah. Because we wanted to go see the Mighty Five.
Yep.
We wanted to go off-roading in the Jeep. Like, go to Moab. We actually went to Moab twice.
Brian, what are the Mighty Five?
The Mighty Five are, in the order that we went to them.
Okay.
Arches, Canyonlands, Capitol Reef, Bryce Canyon, and Zion.
Yes.
These are all national parks.
Oh,
they are all amazing.
Yes, go if you can. They're very remote, though, so you have to plan to go there.
But my favorite park in Utah was not one of those five.
No.
It was Dead Horse Point State Park.
Yes.
Which is right by Arches and Canyonlands.
Right.
It actually overlooks Canyonlands.
Which was amazing.
And I have a photo that Erin took of me and my son, Bennett, overlooking Canyonlands from Dead Horse Point State Park right here. And it's amazing. Dead Horse Point is phenomenal. So if you don't go anywhere else, stay in Moab, go to Dead Horse Point State Park. You can thank me later. Right?
Yes.
Do you agree?
Yes.
Was that your favorite place in Utah?
No.
I mean, aside, what was yours?
It wasn't one of the Mighty. I like
somewhere up in Salt Lake City.
Yeah,
right?
it was.
Salt Lake City is very cool. We didn't get to see that last time.
No.
We got to catch up with Roadrunner. Had some amazing pizza.
Yes.
And then we went to Golden Spike, which is kind of a neat place to see.
Is.
Yeah, just some random stuff. We didn't make it out to the Salt Lake because it was raining on the day that we had a chance to go out there. Which sucks. But it's also really far out there.
Yes.
It's very far out.
Well, we stayed at Antelope
Island. Yeah.
We were in the Salt Lake.
Yeah, if seeing bison is on your bucket list.
They can't leave the island.
Yeah, they can't leave the island. Like, you drive on to Antelope Island, which is north and a little bit west of Salt Lake City. You drive onto that island, you absolutely will see bison.
Yes.
You absolutely will, because they cannot go anywhere else.
That's where they live.
So if seeing bison is on your bucket list, like you'll see some in Yellowstone, you'll see some up around Badlands, but that's kind of a crapshoot. Like, it's not guaranteed.
Right.
You will see them on Antelope Island, and it's a really nice campground too.
And
like,
everybody
just
will fit.
Beautiful. Oh yeah, it's huge.
Huge campground.
Huge. They just redid it. It's great. So, back to the bad side of things. We revisited some places.
Yes.
That we really didn't need to.
We didn't need to.
Right.
We were going, one of those things when you travel with another group or family, there might be things that they haven't seen that you have already seen. And we ran into that a little bit this year. And for the most part, everything was great to revisit. And then some others I was kind of like, yeah, we didn't need to come back here. Yeah. It was nice to be there with them and to see them explore it. And I guess kind of for our kids to remember that we were there. Or
it was kind of the first time for Ben
yeah, because he was tiny baby when we were there before.
He wasn't even 2 when we hit the West Coast last time.
So we went to a couple places that we didn't need to go back to. Like, I don't need to go to Las Vegas again. We went this year because we got to see people. There were a lot of our friends and Roadrunners and stuff that were there in Las Vegas, and that was fantastic. But I could have seen them other places too.
But Las Vegas it's a good.
It's in the way.
It's a good stopping point.
Yeah.
I mean. That is what it is.
We didn't need to spend a week there, and
no, definitely not a week. And I guess another negative is I still have not made it to Yosemite.
Yep. So Yosemite was on our plan the first time we went around, but we had some truck issues, if you remember. You've been with us since the beginning. And then when we had plans to go to it this year, and it was during the time when Tara and I had to fly back here to Florida, and so we got scrapped out of the route, and so we have not been to Yosemite as a family.
Oh, she's been.
I've been.
I have not. The kids have not.
That's what I said. As a family, we haven't been.
So Yosemite will remain on my list of shame. But we did remove a list of shame item from our list, which was Glacier.
Oh yeah.
Because the first time around.
It's a shame. Is it a shame because you haven't been there?
Yes, it's a shame because it's on your list and you were so close.
And you didn't get
there. But you
there.
had to go past it for whatever reason.
Yes, so we made a tiny detour.
Glacier is way the heck out of the way.
Tiny detour.
Yeah, this big on the map.
It's this
tiny.
big on the map that we detoured just so we could spend 2 nights in Glacier.
It was pretty quick, but man, it is amazing up there. Again, we had friends that were up there. We had departed ways with the Lions by this point, but we did catch up with some other friends up there. But Glacier is stunning.
In the future, a trip will we'll include Yosemite. We'll get to Lake Tahoe. We haven't been there yet either.
True.
There's some other little places that we haven't
Death
been
Valley.
to.
We haven't been to Death Valley.
Death Valley.
There's a couple. We kind of did the same route this time.
Yeah, that we did in 2018.
With some slight modifications, but we pretty much did the same route and went to a lot of the same places.
A lot of coastal places, because that's where there's a lot of Thousand Trails campgrounds.
Yeah.
And so we kind of follow where we can stay for free.
And that's for stay for free. That's the main reason we did that, is because California's expensive enough as it is. So not having to spend money on campgrounds was a good thing.
We're going to do a full in-depth video about how we use Thousand Trails and how you can use it too in a future
But if
video,
you know about Thousand Trails, the Encore to Encore is key.
Yeah.
Like, that's what makes Adventure Tier worth it to us. But like she said, we'll do a video on that.
We'll do a whole video about it. You can answer all your questions. If you have questions, leave them down below, and we'll try and answer them.
Or hop on Discord.
Right.
And ask.
Thousand Trails.
Yeah. So another good thing, actually, is if you've been around with us for a while, you know back in 2018, we went to San Francisco.
We did.
And we kind of crapped all over it.
We just kind of went and did some tourist things when we were in San Francisco. We didn't research. We weren't there long enough to really explore all the beautiful things in San Francisco.
There was one specific thing, though. Like, I don't know how we missed it.
I don't know how we missed it. It was our favorite place that we went to in San Francisco.
And I cannot think of the name. So, I'm going to look it up. I'm going to put the name right here on the video. But we found this.
It's a national park site.
We didn't discover it. It's a national park site. It is underneath the south end of the Golden Gate Bridge.
Right, and we were just driving down to get close to the water.
Yeah, we had no idea.
We didn't even plan to go to it. We drove down to see the waves crash and see if we could see some of the seals or the sea otters or the whatever, sea lions, all of that stuff down
there.
there.
Boats, and there were people surfing and
there
kite
was a
surfing.
cruise ship coming in. And
so we go down this steep, because every road out there is steep. So we go down this steep little road and we turn around and then there's a fort under the bridge. No idea.
So
we got there like an hour before they closed, so it was kind of a rushed visit, but it was the coolest place that we went in all of San Francisco.
And it was so windy.
And
like
then,
all of our videos, we looked like models being blown away.
Yeah, it was awesome. So if you're ever in San Francisco or nearby, absolutely go to this place. And also, we spent a lot of time going not in San Francisco. And we actually spent a day going all the way around the perimeter of the city. So we went across the bridge, the Golden Gate Bridge. We did a before photo and an after photo. We staged the kids in the same spot. We love doing these. But we went all the way up and around. I don't even remember where, but we went to the Rosie the Riveter.
Oh yeah, we did.
National Monument. Or historic site. We also went to John Muir's house.
We did. We had been to John Muir Woods, like the national park before,
but we went to those two sites up. Those are not in the city at all. You have to go up and around.
I think they're in like Richmond.
Richmond sounds right. Yeah. Both of those, highly recommend. They're very, very cool stops. So while we were like, oh, we're going to San Francisco again, but like we knew we'd have good food, right? Because there's great food there.
We don't travel for food.
But we weren't looking forward to any of the tourist stuff. We weren't going to do a boat. We'd been over the bridge. We weren't going to do Alcatraz. We weren't going to do any of the like Pier 39. We weren't going to do any of that stuff. So we were trying to find other things to do, and we found awesome things to do.
Yes.
So you're welcome.
Go
to these 3 places. Yes. They are amazing.
Just drive around like Sausalito and stuff. The houses over there are amazing.
Yes.
If you like looking at beautiful houses.
Yes, we do. Actually, that's one of the
things we do travel around.
Yeah, we'll like drive around and be like, all right, let's just drive through some neighborhoods. Yeah. See different
GPS
types of houses, see crazy fancy houses, see weird stuff.
Yeah,
it's a fun thing to do. Yeah, I don't think we've ever talked about that before.
We do that everywhere we go. If we're there for more than a few days, we will just drive around neighborhoods and I'll pull out Zillow and look and see how much everything costs.
Actually, we try and guess.
We do. We do try to guess.
Pull it up, and we're normally way low.
We're so weird.
Especially out there, man. Good Lord.
Do you do weird things like that? Because I feel weird that we just shared all of that with you.
They're in the family now.
Yeah, I know. We do find really good food places, though, too. We don't travel for food.
So
I think we need like a hashtag, we don't travel for food.
Don't travel for food.
As we stuff our faces.
So leave a comment down below. What is a weird thing that you do as you travel around?
Right.
Like
Not like when you're at home, because we all do weird stuff at home, but when you're traveling, what do you do?
No, so we're talking about like the neighborhood thing. It's
Right.
kind of weird. Like, we live in an RV. Why do we care what houses look like? It's just something we've always been interested
Always
in.
done.
So we like to drive around through neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's your weird, like, when you're in somewhere new? What is a thing that you do that's kind of off the beaten path?
Right. Maybe we'll start doing it too.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot. One of the cool things we did see in San Francisco, we went up to
Yes.
the Twin Peaks, or the tall
Oh, the
mountain
towers.
things.
The towers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was neat. We
That
did
was
that at
cool.
night.
We
should
did that
do
at night. Yeah, that's is it Twin Peaks?
I don't know.
No, it's there are two towers,
I
right?
don't remember
one
anything
tower.
we wanted to talk about.
Can't remember any of the names of anything, but it's this big mound area or two mountain area in the middle of San Francisco, and it has the big, iconic but kind of ugly towers.
Yeah.
Tower, is it one or is it two?
It's really big.
We know nothing apparently, but it's
don't know
way
where
up
we
high.
were.
But we go up there at night
Yes.
because then like the city is just laid out underneath you and it's all lit up. It's really
Yeah.
cool, really cool.
I liked it.
Yeah.
There were a lot of people up
That
there
was
too.
neat. Yeah. But
You get to drive through a neighborhood too.
what was your favorite thing that we saw or did on the entire trip?
That we did this summer.
Just this, not even the summer, but just this past year. Yeah.
I really liked going on, we did Fern Canyon again, and I really
Yep.
liked that, with all of the kids being bigger and not having to worry about like kids drowning in the water.
That's in Redwood National Park.
So and that was on my list from before too, walking through Fern Canyon.
The water was like 40 degrees.
Oh my gosh, it was so cold. But
And you
we
walk
did
up
that.
the water, by the way.
We did that with two families,
Yep.
and that was amazing because we were with another family that you really just clicked with, and so and
Yep.
when we met up with them throughout the trip, because they were kind of on our route on a different schedule, it was always amazing when we could meet up with Brian and Jenny Ann and their kids. And
Yeah, so that was there and in Portland.
It was
and
all
up at
over.
Glacier.
It was a bunch of
yeah, it
different
was just
places.
kind of, yeah, it was really
great.
fun.
But I really like doing that because I have really good memories of just doing that hike and having other moms with me that were like going through the same thing about it being so cold. We got to be strong for our kids.
Yep.
Like
Strong for me. I was
strong for Brian. It was
freezing.
so cold. So I love doing that hike. And I liked doing anything when we were kind of like all together and the kids were just like involved with what we were doing, because then it felt like worth it, I guess.
So you don't have one specific thing. It was just kind of.
Just
That
kind of that
style.
overall being in the Pacific Northwest, because I consider Upper California to be kind of the same as Oregon and Washington.
may
If
as
you've
well
been there,
be,
it looks
yeah,
very similar. I really liked being there
with other people.
with other people
Yeah.
when
And
we
we
were out
actually-
in nature.
And we saw family and friends
Mhm.
while we were up there. That's not my answer to my question, but we always love that we get to see friends and family that you would not see otherwise.
What's the thing you always say?
The thing I always say is, in normal life,
Right.
with a normal 9 to 5 commuting to desk job,
Right.
you have like 2 weeks of vacation a year, maybe 3. Some of that gets gobbled up by sick kids
Right.
or normal holiday stuff or just having to do like repairs and whatever. If you only have 2 weeks a year to really like get away, like fly somewhere or whatever, are you going to go visit cousin Bob? Right?
Maybe you
Are you
do,
going to
but-
go visit someone that you haven't seen since high school that you just kind of sort of keep in touch with on Facebook?
Right?
Right? It's those people aren't very high on the list because
You only have
there
2
are
weeks.
other people that are higher on the list when you only have 2 weeks.
Right.
So one of the things we've absolutely loved about RVing is that we can go visit everybody, no matter where they live, at any time of year, and we can visit them on their schedule
Right.
with our own space. We don't have
Right.
to encroach on their
We're
space.
not descending upon them.
Yeah, so if you meet up with them and it's a little weird, you move on.
And then
Or
be
if
like,
you meet up
"We
with them
gotta
and
go."
it's just like back to how it was before and it's
Right.
amazing. Like all of her family that we hadn't really seen in a long time and we met up with up around Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing, lovely, beautiful, wonderful people.
Yes, and I only met them 4 years ago. So.
We loved spending time with them.
Yes.
Yeah, we met them for the first time 4 years ago and we knew that we had to stop and see them again.
Right.
But again, that's it. They kind of fall into that like extended family group where
Right.
it's just like you only have 2 weeks a year.
Right.
It's
Then you
hard
go and
to-
they're like aunts and uncles and like,
Yeah.
but I mean, they're my cousins, but they like take you in like they've loved you forever, and it's wonderful and amazing, and we had a great time. And my kids still talk about, remember when we saw these people and we saw this and we did this, and so they felt that was a family connection as well. So I really like that.
Yeah.
I have to do something before we go to the next thing. I got to move Vector because he's just
Oh, he's just
snoring
snoring.
next to us.
Vector, get down.
Come on, bud. Let's go. Come on.
Come on, go
So
snore
noisy.
somewhere
Come on.
else.
Let's go back this way. Come on. Come on.
if you guys have watched my internet video from almost 2 years ago now, nobody was home. Air conditioning was off because it was a cool day. It was dead quiet. So I was like, oh, I can film this video and there will be no interruptions. There will be no background noises. I didn't realize it because I just kind of filter it out in my own head. Vector was laying on the couch right next to the camera, snoring for that entire video.
Yeah, he's not going to stay back there.
That's okay. We're being noisy. Here. So anyway, I want to answer my question.
What's your favorite?
My favorite thing that we did was the day that we did 3 Badge of Honor trails.
Ooh.
That was in Durango.
Not a planned day.
Not a planned day at all. It was like a Saturday. We were in Durango visiting family, and we just decided, like, if you don't know what Badge of Honor is, Jeep maintains a list of trails that they consider Badge of Honor trails. You complete them, like you check in, and then you complete the trail, and they send you a little badge. And I have a bunch of them on the Jeep now. Here's a photo. But in north of Durango, there were 3 that we knocked out in one day. One very long day.
Very stressful, anxiety-ridden day.
But anyway, so we went up and we did, it was Ophir, Black Bear Pass, and Imogen Pass.
Is it Ophir?
Ophir Pass. So we did 3 of these passes. It was an amazing day. Lots of altitude, lots of up and down. Baked my brakes on the way back down into Telluride and had real squishy brakes. Decided to just park and let them cool off and have dinner. It was an amazing day.
Yes.
And my Jeep is basically stock.
Yep.
And it ate up all of it. It was awesome.
We were a little bit worried when we saw all these big Jeeps like going by us, and I was like, oh, maybe
she was worried. I was
little for this. We did it. We got over. We got up. We got up to the top. We got to see amazing things. Oh, it was a long day.
It was.
A long day. But we wouldn't have seen any of that stuff if we hadn't.
If we didn't have a Jeep.
That's
why we are very firmly in motorhome and Jeep.
Yes.
As, for us.
Yes.
Prime RV.
Yeah.
Right.
Prime RV.
Okay, so that's just kind of a discussion about last year.
Right.
This year.
I got my dream rig.
Oh, yeah.
In case you didn't watch the last couple videos.
I guess that would be number 1 with a bullet, is we now are in a Fleetwood Discovery LXE 44B, which is Erin's dream rig. I think it's pretty awesome, too.
It's amazing.
More on that in future videos.
Yeah, we got to tell you all about how we got this rig.
Yeah, the kids are back from their bike ride, so it's about to get real noisy in here.
It is.
But 2023 is Tampa Show.
Tampa Show.
If you're going to be at the Tampa Show, we are going to be there. If you're going to be in the Raleigh area, look for our flag and our big, beautiful RV, and come say hi.
Yes.
But if you're just going to be around the show as like a normal visitor, keep an eye on, I guess, our Facebook page and Instagram and whatever. And if you're on Discord, we'll definitely be talking about it in there. But we will do some kind of public meetups like, hey, we're going to be here for an hour. Keep an eye out for that.
Yep.
So we will see you in Tampa and for a bunch of stuff later in the year. Right?
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching. We will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.